How's it going, fellas, and welcome to the channel where I kick back, relax and talk NBA 2K22, and today I want to just start off with some real talk, fellas. I'm running out of ideas for this game to talk about. I really am running out of rants to talk about when it comes to NBA 2K, but I've finally found some consistency, and I'm finally starting to gain a few views and a few follows, but at the end of the day, I just can't keep talking about the same thing over and over and over again. I'm not like 2K, I can't keep copy and pasting my videos. I've been doing it for a few years now, but I think it is time for change, fellas. But if you do have any ideas of anything to rant about, leave it in the comments below. Anything about NBA 2K that you think that could make a 5 to 10 minute video, throw it in the comments below. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. Let's get into the video. How's it going, fellas, and welcome to the channel where I kick back, relax and talk NBA 2K. And today I want to talk about NBA 2K coming out every single year. I hate to say it, fellas, but it's time for change. It's time for 2K to take a backward step and stop making a game every single year with just a lack of improvement. It feels like the same game over and over and over again each year, falling to the same mistakes year after year, doing the same thing and expecting different results, fellas. It's just funny to me that 2K honestly think that this game isn't a cash grab, and the devs, they're in way over their heads, fellas. To try and give us a different experience each and every year is just an impossible task to complete. It really is. And every year they just change stuff just for the sake of it, just to show that it's a different game, but at the same time it's pretty much just the same game with a little tweak here and there, changing things that don't need to be changed, changing things that aren't broken, time and time again to show that they've actually done something for that year. You know what I mean, fellas? There's just no innovation, and that's the next thing I want to talk about, is just the lack of innovation, because we see year after year the copy and paste titles don't work anymore. They're seeing it in COD, they're seeing it in 2K, they're seeing it in FIFA and Madden. There's a reason why these games are stale. People are just bored of them. There is nothing new, nothing fresh to keep players invested anymore. We just get to keep playing the same game over and over and over again and paying for the same experience. Let's be honest, fellas. What's actually new in NBA 2K? Let's just say in the last 5 years. Maybe you could say pie charts, but that's just delegating the attributes differently than the previous year. It's the same sort of shit. A few new badges, a city that no one wants. If we are paying $100 for a new game, but we get the same rewards, the same content in swags, the same animations, I ain't joking, fellas. There is no innovation at all. A dunk timing meter isn't innovation, fellas. It really isn't. It's just putting timing on a dunk. It's just like making it a 3-point shot instead of a guaranteed bucket. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of work. That would have seriously taken them not even a week to do. This brand new feature would seriously be done, if they know what they're doing, would be done probably in a day or two. Realistically, it's not hard to do at all, putting in a timing for a dunk or an alley-oop. It's just ridiculous. The laziness in this game is just getting beyond a joke, from the rewards and just the innovation itself. The rewards this year just shows that 2K either don't care, or the devs don't have the time and the help to get this done. They talk about the roadmap at the start of the year. Is this actually what they expected to release? You know what I mean? These rewards roadmap with a Christmas sweater. You know what I mean, fellas? There are huge changes needed until we get a new experience and the game feels new and different. This will keep happening over and over and over again. It's time for 2K, as I said at the start of the video, to take a backward step. Let us miss 2K, because we're not missing it at the moment. The biggest thing about these games that don't come out every year, players start to miss them, and players keep playing the old games and they need something fresh. But 2K, you don't need anything fresh, because you know that the same game's going to come out every year, and you just keep buying it thinking that there's going to be something new, but we just get disappointed. It is a basketball game at the end of the day, fellas, and there ain't a lot more things that they can do when it comes to a basketball game. But it seems to me that 2K and the community are just on two separate pages, two different pages, and until they get on the same page, this game's never gonna succeed. So the next thing I want to talk about is 2K take a backward step for a while style. I talked about it a little bit earlier and I want to talk about it again. This can only work when they actually make a good game. But who knows when that'll ever happen. Maybe 2K23, maybe 2K27, who knows, but they need to make a decent game before they take that backward step. I know this is never going to happen. This is hypothetical and everything like that. But as I said, they need to make a decent game and it might take a few years for them to make that game. But once they do, take the backward step and just let us miss 2K. You don't need to keep making the same game over and over. Just add content worth getting, add rewards worth getting, content worth buying. That's what these games do. It's not rocket science. But taking away our stats, our attributes, our animations just to buy them again isn't game design. It's bullshit. That's what it is. We're sick and tired of doing this shit. We're sick and tired of having a broken game for 6 months. It finally gets fixed, and then in 6 months time when the new game comes out, it's broken again, and the cycle continues time and time and time again. We see features that work in 2K20 that are completely fucked in 2K21. One year it's this, the next year it's that, or something else. We never ever ever have a polished title day one. It's a AAA title for fuck's sake, and it's never polished. It's not even polished a year after its release. There's still so many bugs and so many different things, and we come back next year and it's the same thing. Time and time and time again, we pay for our stats to be reset and the bugs just to be brought back in the game, and we go through the same cycle year after year after year, and it's really starting to annoy me, fellas. The perfect example was Halo, fellas. It took some time off to get everything right, and now the players are loving it. The game is buzzing. With the right content, the game will survive for a very long time on fun gameplay and competition, and that's all it needs. A game doesn't have to be technical or difficult to understand. It just needs these key elements, and that's it. Fun gameplay, competition, and content. That's it. It's not that difficult, 2K. It's not. It really isn't. You take a look at Assassin's Creed 2. That's another game that was doing a yearly release. It hit rock bottom, took some time off, got it right, and the players love it again. And 2K can do the same, but they just need to put the time in. Games aren't easy to make, fellas. Games aren't made in a year. 2K isn't a new game every year. Like, people go, oh, we're playing on 2K22's engine. It's all the same engine, fellas. They just changed the game up. Basically a pack. Basically what we see from Fortnite Season 1 to Fortnite Season 2. You get a graphical upgrade, maybe you move a little bit faster, a little bit smoother, and that's about it. You know what I mean? It's just the same game, just rinse and repeat. So the last thing I want to talk about is just a few things that need to happen to make this work. My team needs to be removed from 2K. You're probably thinking, fellas, that I've lost my fucking mind, but hear me out, fellas. My team should be free to play for everybody to enjoy. Separate it from NBA 2K in general and just make it NBA 2K my team. Then they can make their money and Park wouldn't be set to come out every single year. We can just play Park for a couple of years on a 2K23 and then hopefully they give us enough effort and put in the time and the work to actually make this game fun, because if they focus on the right areas like gameplay and content and not worry about environment and stuff we don't care about like music. Ever heard of Spotify 2K? We can put Spotify on our PlayStation and listen to any song we want. Why do we need a 2K track list and all that shit? Stop focusing and wasting resources on that sort of crap and just focus on what matters, because the gameplay and the content are broken, but we get a decent soundtrack. The city looks great, just don't play any games in it, or you won't be rewarded with anything good. But the city looks great. You know what I mean, fellas? Why waste the money on music when players can get every song on Spotify? It's a basketball game at the end of the day. We're here to play basketball, not GTA or Fortnite. So the last thing I want to talk about is just a few final thoughts, and making a game is hard, fellas. With what gamers expect these days is pretty much impossible. It really is to make a perfect game, because that's what people expect, perfection. But that's never gonna happen. It's impossible to make everybody happy, a game that everybody will enjoy, but when they don't even give the devs a chance. There's one saying that sticks with me, fellas, and I hear a lot of people say you can't cheat boxing. Game development is no different. You can't cheat this shit. You can't take any shortcuts. You've got to do everything polished to your best efforts, fellas. It really is. I'm talking out my ass crack, but it's the truth. You can't cheat boxing and you can't cheat game development. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. If you do like these rant, raves, whatever you want to call them, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and as I said at the start of the video, if you have anything that you'd like to see me rant and rave about NBA 2K, just leave it in the comments below, because I am struggling for ideas, fellas. It is getting stale very, very quickly, and I'm just sick of copying and pasting these rant videos. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch yous later.